this root end on, and the reason to leave the root end on is so that your onion won't fall apart while you do it.
Ah,
okay.
Good thought. Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
Take your hand. Okay, and you place it flat on the onion.
Yes.
Now I'm going to take it off so that you can see what I'm doing.
Okay.
But
all right.
you have it flat here. I'm going to take the end of my knife and I'm going to cut just some slices through the onion like that. See why you keep your hand flat?
Yes. Yeah.
You won't hurt it with the knife. Okay.
Okay.
Then I take the point of my knife and I go down, taking some more slashes through the onion, but not through the root because I want to get the onion to stay together. Okay?
Yeah.
And then when I've done all that, this is very easy. I just take my knife and I just chop right down, and I've got a chopped onion. Now, one tip for people is, what I would do at the beginning of the week is chop an onion or two, put it in a plastic container, keep it in your refrigerator. You've got chopped onion for the whole week, so that when you get a recipe that has onions in it, you don't have to say, I don't feel like doing this recipe, I don't have an onion chopped. You have it chopped already.
We get that lazy, but it's true. It's like it's an effort for sure. Okay.
You want to try it?
No, not really. I'm happy you're doing it. I'll do it tonight. Usually, I can tell you, these recipes that we do on the show, I do sometime during the week, and they're really fast, and they're really easy, and I'm becoming very popular in the house.
Oh, congratulations.
So I'm really happy. And also, I always find, like anything else, leftovers are so great. They taste even better. So,
well, these veggie burgers are actually really good for leftovers, too.
Okay, well, listen, we're going to start cooking that in a couple of minutes, but I'm going to go say hello to Hartley. And by the way, I want to remind everybody, 870-7716, whether you have a question for Around the House that you could certainly answer.
Bulb Buddy, and
okay.
we'll
To cook up now this veggie burger, which is easy to do.
It's easy, it's healthy, it's extremely healthy, in fact.
All right.
And
full of fiber.
Oh, yeah. And you feel terrific when you eat them.
Okay.
Okay? Well, we're going to start with kidney beans. Now, these are canned kidney beans, drained. 1 cup of, oh, if you've cooked your own kidney beans, that's fine, too.
Oh, no, you're talking to me.
I'm talking
the canned. Okay.
This is canned. 1 cup of canned kidney beans.
Okay.
Drained well
Yes.
in a bowl. Okay. Now, if you worry about the effects of kidney beans on you, and lots of people do, wash the kidney beans after you drain them, okay?
Why?
Well, it takes away there's an enzyme in beans which creates problems in our stomachs, and that helps to wash it away.
We're not talking about gas by any chance.
You know what? I got to tell you something. You know, you're cooking up also for dessert some banana sort of thing happening.
Yeah.
You don't want us to have any friends over the next couple of weeks, do
No,
you?
bananas are good.
Yeah,
They
but
soothe.
not me, honey.
Oh, really?
No,
Well,
I'm an accident waiting to happen on this. But anyway,
you eat today.
no, not the banana, but the veggie burger I'll have. Okay.
Okay, so we've got the kidney beans, and then what we're going to do is we're going to put just about a teaspoon of vegetable oil in a frying pan, and then I have here a 1/2 cup of chopped onions, which are going in here. Keep the oil. Okay.
She always starts with onion cooking because that's my favorite smell. Every
Well, it's a
recipe, she gets me right into it at the
Yeah,
beginning.
it smells so good,
Oh,
doesn't it?
it's excellent.
And then we've got a clove of garlic chopped, and then we've got chopped mushrooms, a 1/2 cup of chopped mushrooms. These are all to add flavor, okay, into the veggie burger.
And you know, at this point, I'm just wondering, you know, when you make the beef burgers and stuff, you know, you put the egg in or whatever to keep it together. I'm just curious as to how we're going to keep this together.
It's
We're using
magic.
contact cement.
Yeah.
Contact cement. I've helped in this, yeah.
Okay.
Now, what we do is we take a potato masher, any kind of potato masher. This just happens to be the one that I have. Or you can do this in the food processor, but in fact, it's so easy to do. You don't
have to like thoroughly mash.
No. You just mash them down because this is sort of, give it a stir. This is kind of the paste that holds the veggie burger together.
Right.
Marilyn, I've never seen you do that before.
Oh, yes,
this
you
is
have.
a
On the
whole new
first show.
domestic
Yeah, she's
you.
getting
On
good.
the first show, they told me to stir.
Oh,
I said,
okay.
all right.
Don't go crazy. Stir crazy. Right.
Did I ever tell you that when I was in university, I worked at the cafeteria, and you could work over...
Yeah, right.
I know.
That's funny.
I know. And here's
cleaned the
the
tables,
story.
right?
Do we have time for this story? The story is, you know, all the good-looking guys would come by in their tray. So I really, really looked at the situation, and all the older women with hairnets were over the hot food, you know?
Yeah, we had
Doing
those.
this.
We had
But
those.
the first person they would see in line, don't ask me why, is the dessert person.
All right.
So I'd be the scooper of the ice cream and everything like that because I didn't have to wear a hairnet. I was the first person they saw, and I never got a date. But anyway, because they're sweating over this food, and I just wanted to keep a fresh complexion. I got in trouble for giving too many scoops to the big guys.
I wonder why.
I did. I remember
bought them
Eleanor the cook. You're
buying
giving
their
too many
favorites,
scoops.
right?
Yeah.
Right.
So anyway,
Now we're going to
story.
We're going to put in here a 1/4 cup of salsa, or you can use canned green chilies, which are not very hot. And salsa, you use the kind of salsa that you like. Do you like a really hot salsa or a mild salsa? It doesn't really matter. We're going to put in a tablespoon of soy sauce. This also gives lots of flavor, and I'm using the light soy sauce because I happen to
You got
prefer
me on
it.
that, yeah. See, I don't like anything too spicy. I don't know
No.
about you. Because then I'm not really tasting the food. I'm just sweating. And
Also, it upsets your stomach. I
It
mean,
does.
I love the
I
food in
love
Santa
hot food.
Fe,
Wait a
but
minute,
boy,
I
oh
love
boy.
hot food.
well,
It really
you can,
plays
but you
havoc.
can take it. I can't take
Well,
it.
do you know what I think it is I think it's years of eating in the food business that after a while you just want that heat.
That
You want
extra.
something
I
that
guess
really
so.
sparks the taste buds.
See, I'm
you know?
from a family of, potatoes and meat and all that kind of stuff. Very
Basic,
Bland.
Yeah. Okay.
Teaspoon of oregano. That's a very southwestern spice, and half a teaspoon of chili powder.
All right. I'll
And
stir.
stir it,
Okay.
and then once
Boy,
it's all...
I'm really, really impressed now. This is 2 stirs in one
Two
show.
stirs, yeah.
Okay,
I get
so
paid by the stir. Anyway.
throw everything in with the beans.
Okay, with the beans?
Yeah.
Throw everything in with the beans. Like,
Yeah.
put it in there now.
Yeah, put it in there.
Okay.
Okay. So you add everything into the beans. You can see how easy this is.
It smells good,
Now, beans are not what's called a complete protein, but when you mix them with rice, they are. So I'm putting in a half a cup of cooked rice, okay?
Yeah, remember that, Hartley. Cooked.
Cooked rice. Otherwise, you're going to have very crunchy
Very
hamburgers.
crunchy.
The other thing that you can use in here if you want to is brown rice, if you want to be really,
yes,
really
I'd like that.
healthy.
I like
Okay.
that.
Now, this is not your usual kind of veggie burger, it's got tofu and things in it. This one tastes so good that your kids will like it. My kids think this is great.
Is that a complete nutrition?
Now it is, yeah.
Yeah.
Complete nutrition. All you need. Now, all we have to do now is just turn these into patties, which
Okay.
we're going to do in a second.
All right.
And fry them.
That's it.
And then so we add a little bit more, another 2 teaspoons of oil in here.
right.
And
Is it still on, Luke? Yeah, it is.
yeah, it's still on.
Okay.
And I actually had made 2 up a little earlier so that we wouldn't have to waste time patting.
Lucy
Okay.
promises me these are going to be absolutely delicious.
They are, they are.
I'll
You know,
try-
this
I'll
is really
find out
great.
at the end of the meal.
This is really great. While you're doing that, we're going to talk to Stephanie. Hi, Stephanie. Go ahead.
I want to find out, how do you keep hamburger buns from going soggy?
Hamburger buns from going soggy. That's a good question.
throw
When
them
you
in the
when you put the meat into them, you mean? And they go all soggy? Well, there's a couple things you can do. First of all, you can paint mustard onto them, and then when you heat them under the broiler or on the barbecue, if that's what you're doing, the mustard acts as a base, so the meat juices won't go through. If you cook your meat well done, your hamburger buns will not go soggy because there's no juices from the meat left to go in. They go soggy when the meat is rare. So try painting them. That's really
That really is. That's
yeah, the best way.
I'm doing
Now,
a spray
Mine goes
painting demo
soggy
later.
in the freezer sometimes. Do yours?
yes.
See, why does that happen?
Well, that's because you haven't wrapped them. You should really put them into baggies or something like that because the air gets into them and they come out and they've had little ice crystals on them,
Yeah.
and then you heat them, they go soggy. And if you microwave them, they're
They're
3
worse.
times as
Yeah,
soggy.
they're
You're
worse.
better to dry them out in the oven for a couple of minutes.
Okay.
Like at 350 for maybe 5 minutes. I think you'll find that
Okay,
works
great.
better. Okay, so while they're doing the salsa, okay, and salsa, you can buy salsa. I mean, salsa, outsells ketchup today.
Oh, does it?
Oh, yes, it's the most
More
popular.
exciting.
Yes, it's the most popular condiment in North America. So, what we're going to do is just make it, but again, said you can buy it.
Easy.
And what you need here is you need 2 cups of chopped tomatoes. Whoops.
Ow.
Oh, okay, here.
I was going to say, that was hot.
No, you're all right. You're all right.
That's all right.
It's all right.
Go through more clothes. I always know when I do a show with you because of the outfit. There's all the old spots all over it.
So that's why we're very brightly colored.
Yeah, I know.
You never notice.
I know.
So here we've got 2 cups of chopped tomatoes, and I was
Did you
using
use Italian?
I use Italian plum tomatoes because they're the tomatoes right now which are vine ripened, so they're the best ones to use.
Okay.
I've 6 chopped green onions. Okay?
Boy, nobody's going to talk to us after this show.
No kidding.
No kidding, you're right. And then a couple of tablespoons of regular onion. You can omit this if you want to. Okay?
Oh, what the
You know
heck?
what?
Red
I have to-
onion.
we're talking about cutting onions and things like that. What is the most upsetting to one's stomach of all the onions? There's the red onion and there's the green onion. Somebody told me if you have a green onion, it's less than a white onion.
They're not, well, but that's because green onions are not nearly as strong flavored
I see.
as white onions
Okay.
are. And Spanish onions have, see how they look like hamburgers?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah. Would I kid you?
No, you wouldn't.
Right.
Is that the rice?
That's popped rice, yes.
Or
Okay,
popcorn, right?
and then we're going to put in some jalapeno or serrano chili, and if you don't like that, omit it, and you put in a couple of chili flakes, you know, just something to give it a little bit of spice, some Tabasco or whatever, and a couple of cloves, 2 cloves of chopped garlic, and that's, you stir this around. Okay.
Lucy, at the end, we're going to use this as a dip then, rather than putting it right on the burger?
No, we're going to put it right on the burger, as opposed to putting on ketchup or whatever. This is, of course, much healthier. And you finish it with lime juice. And there's no oil in this, no oil at all, so it's low calorie too. Okay. So now the limes are really not great at this time of year. They have got no juice in them. However,
you will find.
What's your opinion on that squeeze stuff that you buy in the plastic
container?
Don't
use that.
The lemon juice or whatever?
Yeah, it's reconstituted. It doesn't have any flavor.
Very bitter, isn't it?
Yes, it's bitter, and it's not real stuff. And I mean, limes are available all year, okay, so they're not so great right now, but, you know. And you know how to make them better, though? No. Put them in the microwave for 15 to 20 seconds, depending on the size of them, and then they soften up slightly, and you get more juice out of them.
Yeah, that's good.
Is there, I got one for you. Here's a question. How do you make oranges easier to peel?
Orange is easier to peel.
You know, sometimes you get a really good orange and you go, wow, and you peel and it's beautiful and the orange is this big inside. Okay. Because the skin is this thick, right?
Well, you know why that happens.
Why?
Cold weather produces, we're going to have a lot of bad oranges this year.
Is that right?
It produces a thicker skin and more pulp. And warm weather gives you the very, very thin skins. Yeah, but then when you use your thumb, you like dig into the, I hate that. Well, that's the problem. It's a problem of growth. However, if you use a serrated edge knife to do your orange, you'll be much better off. Okay. No, the burgers are basically... So the salsa's done? Salsa's done. Wow, that's easy. Salt, a little bit of salt in it. A little bit of salt and that's it? Okay. Yeah. And then here, our burgers are ready. See, doesn't that look like the real thing? Now, wait till we serve them later on, though. So while you're doing other things, I'm going to fry up the rest of them. Okay, great. We're going to take a break. We'll be back with more Around the House.
Walt Disney Pictures. A boy named Huck. A runaway named Jim.
Oh, man. Should be free.
2 unlikely partners on a courageous adventure down the river.
That slave is worth $400.
What they wanted was freedom.
Busting Jim out.
What they shared was a bond that couldn't be broken.